Welcome to Around the Rinks, your go-to hockey podcast.
We are back. Another episode of Around the Rinks. I'm Noah, joined by Kylee, Liam, and Reece, but no Brendan. Where is this guy?
Cartel.
Again,
The last we saw
back-to-back
him,
days.
he was underneath a tree last time we saw him, so who
True,
really
yeah.
knows?
Maybe it's a little good luck charm that he's not joining for the Oilers. Who knows?
Not
Yeah.
true.
Maybe he's a little superstitious like that.
You know what? I'm okay. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it. Don't change underwear, Brendan. Just keep it going. Don't shower. I don't care. Boys, we are at a game 6 in the Stanley
Yep.
Cup Finals. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Who expected that? Not me.
I'm
They
so excited.
successfully drug them back to Edmonton.
Yeah, what an effort!
Back to Berta.
Like it's the sentence of this series so far is we dragged them back, and that game 5 was a dragging of Florida. I mean, it was a tough game. There was boy was it stressy. Boy was that.
Honestly, maybe one of the best games of the playoffs.
I
Genuinely, the action back and forth. Florida trying to crawl back. It's just, it's just a perfect story. And now they're coming back for game 6. I think we all kind of expected a game 6. I think all the analysts, all the big shot in the NHL, they all predicted 6 or 7. Maybe not coming back from 3-0, but
Yeah.
I think we all kind of expected a game 6 back here in Edmonton some way.
I'm so happy that we've gotten to this point because at 3-0 down, I went, oh my god, guys, don't get swept, because like the saying is, like Noah says every episode, you're not in trouble till you lose at home. And when we lost game 3 at home, I went, oh boy, this is gonna get real ugly real quick, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the effort these last couple games has been absolutely insane. Like the second game 5 ended, I said that is a more impressive win to me than the 8-1 win, because yes,
Totally.
8-1 you score a ton of goals, the lamp was lit the entire game basically, but 5-3 empty net goal at the end, it was such a hard fought team victory that every single player had to perform, had to do a job, had to step up and raise their game, because Florida played a great hockey game that night, game deserving of winning a Stanley Cup if we're honest. Edmonton just outperformed them, so it was fantastic to watch.
I think the biggest question mark of that game is Bob Roski. What's happened? I predicted a comeback for him.
Like
Buddy choked last year too, so
yeah, he did. But from games 1, 2, and 3, when we all went, this is the greatest performance in NHL history of a goalie, to this, we're going, what happened between games, I'm going to say 2.5, because even in game 3, he let in a couple goals.
Yeah, at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And it's just like that first, or I guess the first 3 goals Edmonton scored, they were like, I guess the breakaway by Brown is probably the only one, but the McDavid goal?
Yeah.
That can't go in.
That McDavid goal, you go, Stuart Skinner lets that in usually. Meanwhile, Stuart Skinner's rock solid in the last game and a half, basically.
Every single time I see those Skinner stats for games 4, 5, 6, 7, or whatever it is, it blows my brain. Like, I think he's 9-0 with
it's Grant Fuhr goaltending.
high-ass save percentage. Like,
Grant Fuhr goaltending. I'm not going to be the best goalie.
He always had during those games has been with Picard starting in net, and that was game 5 to Vancouver.
Yeah,
but I do have the numbers of Sergei Bobrovsky since third period of game 3. A 756 save percentage and a 6.43 goals against average.
Oof.
So it's hard to win games when you're getting that number.
I was listening to 630 Ched pre-game 5, and they were talking about how in series 1 and 2, Bobrovsky was averaging 9.02 save percentage, so nothing incredible.
He wasn't incredible, and that's what I was saying.
It's not great, right? And then he comes into the Edmonton series, and he's lights out, incredible, which, okay, whatever. But now we're going, okay, now he's not incredible again. So, I mean, yes, he has the potential to turn that back on and be a brick wall for Game 6 and would ultimately knock the Oilers out and win Florida a Stanley Cup, but he also has potential to let in a couple bad goals like we saw in Games 4 and 5.
The biggest difference between like the first couple series where he was hovering around those 903s, he was still making those 10-beller saves. And he was still like, he didn't let in the weak goals. The goals that he let in were like the unstoppable goals that
making saves when he had to.
Yeah, exactly. But like that last game, man, that was
that one that from
the
one from McDavid where I went off his skate, and that's the one where I went, okay. Okay, this is for real right now. This guy's letting in a couple things that Bobrovsky does not let in.
Yeah.
This version of Bobrovsky I haven't seen since he was since Florida had finished off 8th in like they barely made the playoffs before they went on their run, and people wanted him bought out. Like nobody wanted to pay Bobrovsky how much he was making, and then since then he's been on like this magical run like he was in Columbus. But now it's I'm nervous to say that he's reverting back to like, and I mean he's a 35-year-old goalie, right? Like he's or 36, like he's an old guy for NHL standards at least, but he could definitely turn it back on pretty easily.
Definitely.
Well, let's pray he doesn't for Game 6. Game 5 almost gave me a heart attack because we've seen the Oilers lose leads, and I didn't like sitting at 4-3 for those last like 10 minutes. It scared the crap out of me. Me and Liam were like, ooh, in the mosh pit. I was like, we cannot let this happen because we fought so hard and we were holding them off. And like, I want to give Oilers props for that. I think Florida played a great game too. They were trying so hard, but Skinner was just a rock wall. He wasn't letting in weak things. He was letting in the unstoppable ones. And Bobrovsky, unfortunately, I think him letting in that McDavid goal, is kind of the downfall. Can we talk a little bit about the Tkachuk save?
I mean,
I give massive credit to Tkachuk because he came out pregame and said, tonight we win the Stanley Cup. This is it, kind of thing. And
Mark Messier.
He came out in that game and played the best game that man has played all playoffs. He was by far the best player on the Florida Panthers. He stepped his game up. Other people around him did not. But yeah, his goal line save in the last seconds of the third period was the best I've seen in terms of goal line saves. I mean, all 7,000 people in the moss pit thought that it went in the net. Nobody saw him.
We all celebrated that.
Nobody saw him save it. But what a credit to McDavid.
Replay of him saving it.
Yeah. I mean, what a credit to McDavid then for, if you watch the replay, Ekman Larson doesn't move. He doesn't follow the puck. Tkachuk saves it. He just gives up on it. He goes, whatever, that's it, done. He skates off to the corner. McDavid's the only player on that ice who realizes what's just happened, follows up and puts in the back of the net, kills the game off, and just nobody cares about Tkachuk's save now because McDavid follows up, right? If he doesn't and then he goes into the corner and Florida go back on the attack, Tkachuk could be getting the most praise we've ever seen a player get in the history of the NHL, right? But
imagine he saves that goal, they come down the ice and score, and he's a Stanley Cup champion. Like,
that'd be insane.
It would be a storybook. Thank God.
Yeah, I give big props to McDavid for even like going after that, honestly, because he could have just been like, oh, it's going in, I'm going to back off. He could have totally have been like, bye. And then the fact that Ekman Larson was there, saw McDavid in his zone and didn't move, like McDavid. And he didn't move. I mean, he probably got heat in the locker room for that one.
It just shows the commitment level.
That.
It just shows the commitment level McDavid has right now. That guy is. Yeah. Yes, we could all say that he's the most talented player we've ever seen since Gretzky, kind of thing. But his work ethic is what makes him that step above everybody else. Not just his physical abilities, but the way he thinks and the way he's driven is just, that is what makes a good athlete a great one, right?
Yeah. I really love seeing the picture of Tkachuk like all in the net and the goal on him. So great. It just made me feel really great because the guaranteed win and then that happening, it's like karma. Why are you saying that? Right? You're not Messier.
It is crazy to believe that Matthew Tkachuk makes this exceptional goal line save, and it's shown on every highlight reel, and it's not even the nicest play that came out of the game.
I know.
Like, okay, let's talk about that play, because watching that live, again, you don't appreciate how great it was. Then because the entire power play that we were on, I'm sitting there going, Draisaitl's going to score, guaranteed. He needs a goal. They're going to feed Draisaitl. And I'm saying this repeatedly out loud. I'm going, this is Draisaitl. McDavid does incredible, and he puts it across, and an Oilers scores, and everyone around us thinks it is Leon Draisaitl because they see the 9, right? They think it's him, and the guy in front of us, this random guy, celebrates with me
Leon
so hard. Yeah. He's like, "This guy just fucking called it! Oh my god!" And I was like, "Wait, no, it's Corey Perry." I was like, "It's the worm." It's pouring rain on us. No, McDavid, what an effort! What a chest. He's the coolest guy out there. He's the only guy that could just remain calm, and he's got 4 guys around him. He goes, "Don't worry, it's whatever." They're pylons out here.
I saw the slow-mo video of it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I think it needs like classical music with it.
Reece, what were you gonna say?
When I was watching it, like, they were just coming off of this power play, right? So he had already been out there like for over 2 minutes at that point. Yep. I was literally saying to my buddy, I was like, how does this guy have the endurance to, like, and he's wheeling it up from his zone. I was like, how does this guy have the endurance to stay out there like longer and skate this thing all the way down the ice? And then he just goes and makes the nicest play of the playoffs, pretty much. Like, it's crazy the amount of training, like all the stuff that you're seeing these guys execute right now is strictly off of like their work ethic, all the work that they've done over these last couple of years of failing. Yep. Like, this is where it's coming out, and it's a pretty good timing.
It is insane that he was past the 2-minute mark when he just did that. Like the endurance that guy has. No, it is unbelievable.
Physically, he is in the best shape I've ever seen a human being be in. I gotta be honest, like, it's insane.
I got some numbers here, because we all know McDavid passed Gretzky's assist record.
Oh, I know what numbers you're gonna say, and I love it.
He is 5 points back of the all-time single playoff season for most points. Mm-hmm. Gretzky 47, Lemieux 44, Gretzky again 43, then McDavid 42.
Okay.
So he is 2 points back for being second all time, right behind Wayne, and he's 5 points back being tied first. I don't see why. I don't see why he couldn't.
He's gonna do it.
It's something that you never thought you would ever see in your entire life, right? Like, these Gretzky records getting broken, and like this run that he's been on, like, has almost seemed like subpar at times. You know, like
it seemed mid. Yeah.
Like, there was times where I was like, man, like, where is McDavid? Like, he's got to get going here. And then you sit there and look at it at the end now, and it's like, oh my gosh, this has been like, we've been watching history. Like, this is something legendary.
It is crazy.
So how many points does McDavid have in just the playoffs right now?
42.
So currently, Connor McDavid on 42 points would be the 3rd highest point getter for the Chicago Blackhawks all season. Connor Bedard had 61 points. Connor Bedard had 61 points. Khrushchev had 54, and then Nick Foligno had 37.
Attaboy, Nick Foligno.
What the hell?
So Connor McDavid's putting up points in the playoffs higher than most players putting up in the entire season.
Yeah. It's just like the gaps are crazy. Like, he's just on a different level. And like Reece was saying, like, he kind of felt a little mid compared to last year. Last year, he went off.
Well,
like, imagine if last year we made it past the Western Conference Finals, and he was just like, he wasn't more like, assists, team playing. He was doing that, but he was also like, I'm scoring.
I'm not going to be the one to break
I can't even imagine.
I'm not going to be the one to break the news here, but my inside source into the Oilers has said to me that Supposedly, after the season's done, Connor McDavid is scheduled to have a minor abdominal surgery. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's wrong with him, but supposedly he is scheduled to have a minor abdominal surgery post-season. So the fact that he's doing this and he needs surgery, it's like, okay, cool. Just go nuts, my guy.
You might lose your source there.
Using it with Kane and his hernia.
I think
it's insane the level that these guys play at, like right now, and you know that almost all of them are banged up.
Yep.
Like,
well, that's
they
what I was
are
gonna
like, but like everybody's like got something sprained or like a finger's broken or something like that. Like, I think Draisaitl's had something wrong with his wrist for a couple rounds.
Yeah, Draisaitl's the one that everyone's talking about right now because he's the only one of the big names that you're going, okay, guys. What's going on, Leon? What's going on, my guy?
Even when we were at the game, Liam, you're like, I hope he's injured the way he's playing right now because he hasn't been playing great. So at least we hope there's a reason for it, and it's not just nothing.
It's not just his goal scoring. I mean, goal scoring
on anybody, but
goal scoring, that everyone goes through a slump, and you would hate that it happens to you during Stanley Cup Finals. But his work in terms of like getting back defensively, getting out of his own zone, sometimes I go, that seems like a weak effort from a guy who you rely on, and you go, this is a solid professional, puts in great efforts during playoffs. You go, maybe there's something in the back of his mind that's just holding him back from going to his normal top gear kind of thing, and you're just going, he looks a little worse for wear, a little slower than normal, a little more indecisive than normal.
Well, I think part of the reason that McDavid can be so consistent is because, like, you can send everyone to go and play McDavid, but like you can't leave Draisaitl wide open. Like these guys, there's too many guys now to respect, and especially Draisaitl, even banged up. Like there's obviously 2 Florida guys. All 5 of those guys on the ice know exactly where he is at all times. Like,
don't forget about 50 goal scorer Zach Hyman. Like, I mean, he's getting attention. And let's talk about the man of the series, in my opinion, so far, Mr. Connor Brown.
Connor Brown.
Oh my God!
I asked at the beginning of this series, who's going to be the Fernando Pisani of this series? And for me, it's a toss-up between Connor Brown and Matthias Janmark in terms of the person who you did not think was going to be the guy and has just been the guy. I called the shorthanded goal again. I did. My God. So they're going, no,
it's like a regular occurrence with those two. It's great. If they get split up, I'm going to be pissed. There's no reason for coach to split them up. Oh. And then I also want to talk about somebody else doing great. Holloway, one of my favorite hits of the playoffs so far with that hip check. Beautiful. But he was barreling. I loved it.
No, I mean, the power play went from being absolutely rock solid for 30 kills or something like that, 35 kills, however many it was, to now
33 is what we died on, so we're 32.
So I mean, from 32 kills in a row to we're scoring back-to-back shorthanded goals. I mean,
and still not letting power play goals in too. Yeah.
I mean,
like your shorthanded game is insane.
Incredible addition, I guess, to this team that's already so good at putting up goals. It's like, hey, by the way, also shorthanded, we're dangerous. You know, it's like, man, it's because Florida, game 6, Florida's going to have to go, okay, guys, on the power play, you can't go defender to defender and give up risky passes because back-to-back games, like, you're going to have to play a bit more conservative, even a man up, because if you give away a shorthanded goal for a 3rd game in a row, man, that's going to put you on the back foot momentum-wise and confidence-wise.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that we do need to give a shout-out to Stuart Skinner. Honestly, this is some of the best hockey I think he's ever played. I'm a big Stuart Skinner guy. I've defended him since we've started this podcast. But I think, like, this has been the best hockey we've seen him play. Maybe not game 3. But, I mean, hometown cold, first game of the Stanley Cup Finals, you can get it. But I think he's been lights out, especially these last couple games.
Yeah.
I think game 3...
He's making a name for himself.
100%.
I think game 3, a lot of the Oilers let the occasion get to them, where it was, we're back home, Stanley Cup Finals, Edmonton is on fire, basically, in terms of excitement. And they went out there and they got nervous, maybe. They let the occasion get to them. Whereas
or
game
got lazy.
well, not even lazy. Just they went. This is a big game. This is not a normal game of hockey, and it let them overwhelm them. Whereas game 4, it was guys. We have nothing left to play for other than our lives at this point. Where it's you lose a game, you're dead, right? So you're just playing do or die hockey, and that's the energy that team I think plays its best on. Where we have to go full out for the entire game, or we're not going to be successful. And every player has been full out ever since game 4.
Yeah, and like it's hard to not let the pressure get to you. I think I keep forgetting that they have a whole country rooting for them on their backs right now. A whole entire country.
I don't think Ontario,
maybe not Calgary.
Not Ontario or Calgary. Or Vancouver.
Well, honestly, I heard that a lot of people in Calgary actually rooting for Edmonton. Maybe just none of some really salty ones. But like their team's also bottom 5 worst teams of the NHL right now, so they can suck it.
Wow.
Well, they just made a big trade, so we can talk about Calgary later on in this episode. We'll get into a bit of hockey news.
Everybody's running away.
We'll get into some news after we talk about Game 6 back in Edmonton, because there was Shania Twain for Game 5. I know Reece took that in. Supposedly Shania absolutely loved her time in Edmonton, so that's
she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean,
we should get her on the pod.
Should we get Shania? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can. I'll get Shania on the pod. But there's a concert announcement for Game 6. Pre-game in the fan park will be a duo of The Beaches, a Canadian female rock band, and Loud Luxury EDM DJ set. So that's to be looking. We all wanted Nickelback. We all wanted it. The boys from Hannah, Alberta. They couldn't make the 2.5-hour drive up north to Edmonton for Game 6, but I'm sure Chad Kroger and the rest of them will be watching it, drinking their PBRs.
They got their jerseys on.
Yeah. No, but
it's
concert announcement there. Edmonton's going to be nuts. Friday night, it's going to be 25 degrees.
I'm going to have to be there at 3 o'clock.
Man, we thought Game 3 and 4 was crazy. I'm
so scared.
It's gonna be even more. Like it's the last game in Edmonton of the season.
Yep.
And it's a Friday night. Like, are you kidding me?
Friday night. I know so many people taking work off at noon.
No,
that's what
is insane.
I don't know who's gonna be working tomorrow night, but it ain't gonna be me.
There was an actual thing going on online. It was like, can we just like have Saturday not be a thing? Like from Friday afternoon to Saturday afternoon, like that 24 hours, just close everything. That way you don't have to go, you don't have to go to work. You don't have to wake up early, kind of thing. But
make it a holiday.
I heard people were petitioning to holiday it. I was like, are you kidding me?
Genuinely, if you're a politician and you're running for mayor in Edmonton, that's the way to get a couple votes. Like you know, guys, we're gonna give you the day off here. Make it a holiday. It's Edmonton Oilers official day. There we go. Let's do it. Like it'd be so smart politically. But
only thing that stays open are the bars. That's it.
Yeah. Close the hospitals. Close the police force. Just the bars and restaurants.
We don't need them.
But no, it's gonna be an incredible night. Let's fingers crossed it's a successful night as well, and we push a Game 7 because I don't want to lose this on home ice. I gotta be real with you.
God. I think I'm honestly like. I think I might need to get pinched and woken up for tomorrow. When we win, I'm going to be like, oh my God. 1942, you guys. Like, we have to keep this in mind here. It's triple my age. Quadruple my age.
More than that. Listen, we're in broadcasting. We don't need to be good at math.
Big math guy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm... No, it's honestly, it's like a pinch me moment.
I said last podcast where I said if Edmonton's able to push this to Game 7 and win the Stanley Cup after doing the whole reverse sweep thing and repeating the 1942 Maple Leafs, I think that goes down as the greatest ever Stanley Cup win because of you're in the current day of sport where it's way more intense and way more impressive than 1942. I mean, don't get me wrong, they deserve all their plaudits back then doing what they were doing, but we're looking at way better athletes, way faster game, way better everything. and to go from 3-0 down against a record-setting NHL goalie to reverse sweeping them in Game 7, that would be the greatest thing the NHL's ever seen.
I don't think they could ever see it again either.
I think truly, there's a lot of hockey left to be played. Like, they still got to win 2 games against a very good Florida hockey team.
That has a lot to prove.
Really, if they can come back and win this game, win both of these games, and I think that this is the greatest single season by a franchise in NHL history.
Yeah, true.
I think this is the greatest Stanley Cup Finals in NHL history. Like, they're looking they're at the cusp of greatness. They're at that peak. Literally.
Yeah. Our grandchildren's grandchildren would talk about this.
Yeah,
I don't know. I am so excited for the Amazon series. I want to see everything behind the scenes.
What a season to choose. Man.
Yeah, the fact that we get a backseat and we get to see the ins in it too soon. Absolutely bonkers.
Because that's going to start with the terrible start. And we're going to have a bit of insight of, what was happening behind the scenes during that terrible start? What were people saying? What was the feelings like in there? To today, where everyone's going, guys, we're right there. We can be right there pretty soon. I mean, you talk about single season greatness. You're also could be the first team to bring the Stanley Cup back to Canada in 30 years.
Yep.
You're talking
30 years too long.
You're talking about records being broken and boxes being checked off. It's all of them. All of the boxes are being checked off if Edmonton can pull this off in Game 6 and then Game 7. Because I say if, because there's a lot. There's a lot to.
You're halfway through.
Stop right there, Liam. It's okay.
There's a lot to go through, my guy.
Mm-hmm. Only 2 out of 4 right now. So
yeah.
Do we need to score predictions?
3-2 series sounds a lot more winnable than a 3-0.
It does. It really does. And the momentum right now. You saw the Florida GM post game. There's a couple nerves. There's a couple people in there going.
Apparently, he did that last year too.
And yet, Paul Maurice is cool as a cat.
Well, he has to be. Paul Maurice can't give away anything. But I'm telling you, in that locker room post game.
He's probably pissed.
He's going, guys.
He's screaming.
Because genuinely, if you look at Florida, you go, okay, guys, you lost the Stanley Cup Finals last season against Vegas. Yes, Vegas is a great team, but you lost it dramatically. If you lose this Cup Finals after being 3-0 up and falling apart, as GM, as head coach, as people in charge of that team, you're going to go, guys, something's not working here. You got to blow something up here because it's not working.
That is going to be the iconic worst Stanley Cup Finals ever, and Florida's name is in that mix for them. So it's they cannot let this happen to them. But it'll happen.
Yeah. There's jobs on the line right now. There's people are going. If you can't get over the finish line, second place is still losing. So you have to answer questions after the end of that. So
Florida would have been better off getting beat out in the second round than this happening to them.
Whoa.
You're not there yet, lady.
Hey, we're getting there. I have the mentality of the win.
That sounds like Mark Messier. Sounds like Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You have to believe it'd be.
This bad juju.
You have to believe.
But it didn't good for Tkachuk. That's it.
Fair. All the bad went to Tkachuk.
One more thing before we go to score predictions. The Conn Smythe. If Florida wins, do you still give it to him?
I do. Look at the numbers. I'm a big math guy, Noah. The numbers don't lie, okay?
I think he's the only deserving one at this point with the show like Bob has kind of put on these last couple of games. I think he's pretty much got himself out of this, but I don't know if he will let them do that. I don't know. He would not want to skate up there and accept that award after losing the Stanley Cup, right? That's probably the last thing he would ever want to do.
I don't think it. I think last time it happened, I think it was in 2006 or something.
Yeah, it was Jaguar. Jaguar.
Oh yeah, Anaheim.
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine him going up there and accepting that. So I think they have to give it to like Barkov if they win. But God forbid the Oilers lose this. Like I would hate to see him have to skate out there like all sad, take the picture, or like it would kind of.
Would they do that? I don't even know.
Oh, they would 100%.
You would have to.
But if you're Barkov, you're sitting there going, if you're Barkov, you're sitting there going, do I deserve this award after this guy put up record-setting numbers? You do care. The back of your mind, you go, no, I'm not the best one.
When you win the,
if you win the cup, you don't care.
Like that award doesn't really matter when you win the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah,
like,
I would agree with that.
Unless you're like Vasilevsky and like wearing it on your head and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I think he gets it. I really do.
I think he probably.
I would love it.
I don't think we've seen anything like he's the third player ever to hit 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's insane. So I don't know, but it would definitely. I think he would hate going up there and accepting it.
Oh yeah, I mean, who would want? Like, I don't care.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I would like. I don't care about the Conn Smythe. Like, I wouldn't even show up.
I think he also won when they went to the like OHL finals. They were playing Sault Ste. Marie. It was when Darnell Nurse was there, and Erie lost, but I'm pretty sure that he still won, like player of the playoffs sort of thing.
It's a little different because in all like international events they do that as well, right? Like player of the game and whatnot.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's Conn Smythe Stanley Cup, it's completely different. I think.
Let's do some predictions. Come on.
Score predictions. Kylie, you want to start her off?
We can't start with her because she's going to say some bonkers shit.
Okay.
Hey. I kind of was.
Yeah, okay, fine. You know what? Let's go nuts.
Let's hear it. Let's go nuts.
I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth, and I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think Edmonton's going to for sure come out on top. I'm going to say 6-4 Oilers.
I can't handle that.
We're at home.
I can't handle a 6-4 game. The Panthers go up by 4, and then Edmonton scores 6 in the third period.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's been answered.
Noah, you want to go next?
Oh boy, yeah. You know what? I don't see Panthers winning in Edmonton. I don't. You're coming to the. I mean, I think no matter what, I think Edmonton takes Game 6. No matter how the series was looking, the last game here in Edmonton, I think the fans are gonna bring it, and they're just gonna. The players are gonna play. I'm not gonna go that high scoring. I'm gonna say 3-1 Edmonton. Probably with empty netter in there as well.
You're gonna say that they're only gonna score 1? I think mine's more realistic.
I'm expecting a great game by Skinner.
Okay.
He's been elite, so sure, we'll say that.
Reece, do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
I don't care. Are you locked and loaded?
Take it away, sir.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another one of these tight games. Like these teams are both starting to play. As much as people hate to say it, like I think that the Oilers are playing their best hockey, and I think Florida's honestly playing their best hockey, like aside from Bobrovsky. But I think it's going to be a 4-2 Oilers win. It's going to be the exact same sort of thing as this last game where they go take the lead early, and then Florida comes right close, 3-2, and then Edmonton ends up with an empty netter, and somebody's flipping, showing their boobs on camera.
That's what the Oilers need.
Exactly. Hopefully she's back in town.
She posted a follow-up video.
I saw that.
Actually.
She's like, I don't give a fuck about the hate.
I got drunk and I flashed my tits. Okay, lady. Yeah. Okay. So if I'm being,
no, this is why you want to go last.
No. I'm gonna say 3-2 Edmonton.
There it is.
I'm gonna say it in overtime though, because I want an overtime game 6.
I like that.
I want the stress.
Dude, imagine the roof would fly into outer space if the Oilers scored in overtime to force Game 7.
Oh my god.
Yep. 3-2 overtime win.
There would be like everybody just pissing their pants, so scared. if we went to an OT.
I've never felt an energy like that Moss Pit was for the last minute of the third period because it was so tight, so nervous. Florida hit the post. Like there was chances in that game for them late on there. So it was like that Moss Pit was silent.
So tense.
Like it was the most tense thing ever. If it goes to an overtime in Game 6 where a goal knocks you out and wins the Stanley Cup, man, I would love that so much though. So yeah, 3-2 in overtime for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll say Leon gets the overtime goal just to take that gigantic orangutan off his back.
Well, there we have it.
All right, give me some news, Noah Pomeroy. Let's do it.
So, yeah, we got some big NHL news. Honestly, I don't know what happened yesterday. All the GMs decided to go back to work. But I think it all started with Barclay Goodrow getting put on waivers. And then San Jose Sharks picking him up, which, whoa, no one saw that one coming. And apparently, Goudreau's agent or his whole party is not really too happy about it. Because on his no trade list, San Jose was on that list. Apparently on that list. So now he's stuck in San Jose, where apparently he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
But a guy like Goudreau, he's a veteran guy. He's not making too much, but San Jose could easily flip him, retain salary. Like that's a type of team that can easily do that, or they can keep him. They need a veteran presence like him. So
that's 2 Stanley Cups.
Right? What's up?
Yeah. Did he win 2?
Yeah, I think he won both in Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was put on waivers too, San Jose would definitely be a no trade zone for me also. So.
But also, what a great place to live.
What?
Like,
I'd love to live in California, yeah.
Yeah, the team's junk.
Yeah, but we're talking hockey here. This team sucks.
I just want to live somewhere nice or by a beach. That's all I want.
They got a lot of young, fun guys coming in, though.
True. San Jose is going to be a great team in a couple of years, but again, that's probably not what Goudreau's looking for.
Did anybody? Sorry, I just remembered. Did anybody see? Hold on, let me find it. I saw it on Twitter today. There was a guy in 2018 or whatever.
And
his
high school.
Yeah, his yearbook.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
In 2018 high school yearbook, William Dimitro, his grad quote was Edmonton Oilers 2024. Watch it happen. What a shout, sir! What a shout!
Like
that's a time traveler. Somebody look into that.
That is insane. That is bold.
Somebody look into that guy.
I wish I did that for my grad quote.
Spooky shit.
We need to check on him.
Yeah,
something like that.
Shit.
But he might be having a heart attack right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
he's probably like bragging to everybody.
That was me. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
But yeah, what a story that is. Other news: Philip Hronek signs an 8-year deal, worth $7.25 million per year. Honestly, great deal. I love it. Since he came to Vancouver, he's become pretty much the Devon Taves next to Quinn Hughes, and he's looked brilliant. During the playoffs, he's all right. I'm not sure if he's not there to score, but you know his production wasn't that good. But he's a reliable defenseman, and that's a great deal. 7.25. Like compare that to Nurse. Like,
I think that
$2 million left.
That Nurse contract is kind of the benchmark. A lot of teams go, okay, guys, we can't do this, you know. So, no, for both sides of that deal, I think that's a good deal. An 8-year contract, I mean, that is a risk. I mean, could you imagine going, hey, I know what this guy's going to be like in nearly a decade? Is it?
Well, yeah. Takes him to 34 years old, right?
So,
like,
I mean,
you know, what he's going to look like. But, I mean, those are probably, by the time this contract ends, will probably be by the time he, like, starts to decline a little bit. But it's a good contract.
Or he can start playing the best hockey of his life.
Yeah, 7.25.
Yeah, but when Saravalli was saying
before, he was saying $8 million,
yeah, I was like, wow, it's probably gonna be an overpay in my opinion. But I think that 7.1 is pretty good. Like, I'm interested to see what happens in Vancouver. I saw a thing today actually that Jake Gensel is out looking for homes in Vancouver. There was a real estate agent, I guess, that was saying that. And so I don't really know where. It sounds like Joshua and somebody else are looking to sign in Toronto, of all places. I don't know if that's legit or not, but anyways, I think there's going to be a lot of changes in Vancouver over this offseason.
Totally.
Which is weird because Vancouver had a good season where they were ahead of schedule kind of thing, where no one thought they were going to make playoffs, let alone how as good as they did kind of thing in playoffs. But no, I mean, if they think that they can kind of build around the more core players that they have there kind of thing, I mean, maybe who am I to judge what they've done? Their GM's obviously got something cooking, so let it happen. Let it go.
Let it happen. This was rumored a couple weeks ago or a week ago. LA showing off their new logo. So total rebrand for the Kings as they're going for their more retro 90s Gretzky look. Love it.
I do like it.
Absolutely love it.
Like it.
And I know the Anaheim Ducks teased their new one as well.
And that one's going to be more of like the Mighty Duck kind of thing, or I'm curious how that's going to go because it looked like an orange jersey.
So orange,
maybe like a reverse retro that they did a year back.
The only thing with the LA Kings I don't like is the font they chose for the Los Angeles at the top of it. I don't like that. It looks it's too clip art for me. I don't like that. That's a no from me, bruv.
It's just the newer style now, right? Like there's no fancy fonts or anything anymore. It's just bold and
basic,
boring.
But not basic. It looks good. I think they'll put out some great merchandise to go along with it. They'll make the money. So the Kings are a trendy team to be a fan of.
I wish they went back to the purple.
Yeah, seriously.
They might bring out like an alternate jersey in purple.
Totally.
Do we have any news on Utah and the name?
So they are going with the Utah Hockey Club for next season. I was gonna say we didn't talk about this last time, but so they're going Utah Hockey Club for this inaugural season, and they did release their jerseys and their logo or their logo for now.
It's gonna be exciting to see a fresh team, right?
It's okay, yeah. I like the approach of taking it with time. It's kind of like how the PWHL is doing it.
I agree.
Just making sure they get it right.
There's a lot to worry about in this offseason to get that team up and running. A jersey and a name is not the most important thing.
Not at all.
Seriously.
I know. I see a lot of people hating on it. It's not that bad.
Nope.
Yeah, and I mean, God forbid it's 1 year.
Yeah, they can take a season to get actual feedback and not rush into manufacturing or anything where the quality's garbage and nobody wants to buy this kind of stuff and people don't like not to throw a local sports team under the bus. We look at the Edmonton Elks during their rebrand. They put out the whole new logo and everything. Everyone, this is garbage. What the fuck is this? So you take some time and you actually rebrand properly and you can get a much better result, right? Can we go to Calgary now?
Oh yeah, we can start with Calgary. So we got
down the QE2.
We got 3 trades that dropped. I'll try to be quick here because you don't have much time, Liam. So Jacob Markstrom's going to New Jersey. Bang. For a 2025 first round pick, which is top 10 protected, and Kevin Ball, who's a 23-year-old defenseman. A little bit of signs there, but we'll see. 31.3% of his contract is going to be retained for Markstrom. So they got Markstrom Allen as their backup or as their goalie tandem that go into next season.
Wolf.
I like it.
Where's Wolf?
Then Wolf is coming up in Calgary, so
oh wow.
I think there's been trade talks about Markstrom going to New Jersey for like a year now. It's just kind of waiting until it happened. It finally happened. So
I think
nothing
this is
too surprising.
More realistic deal than what people thought. I think Markstrom's 35 as well. I might be wrong.
No, you're right.
He's an older goalie. I think he's still an exceptional goalie. Like I think there was games last year he was much better than he was the season prior. But I think he's still got lots left in the tank. And for New Jersey to completely solve their number one goalie and their backup between the deadline and before the draft, I think that's unreal for them. Like I think that was their biggest hole this year. They lost a lot of games due to their goalies letting in 4 of the first 10 shots sort of thing. So I think them solving that is huge.
Mm-hmm. And this is a little pickup that I really like from San Jose. San Jose trades a 4th-round pick for Ty Dellandrea from Dallas. And this is a former 13th overall pick.
Exactly.
He hasn't really got the ice time in Dallas. Like, he played 40 seasons, I think, last year, or 40 games last year.
40 seasons. Wow, what a career.
But yeah, and he's gonna get ice time in San Jose. Let's see how he works out. It's only a 4th, so it's not.
You're not missing
no real risk to it, right?
Yeah, you never know what happens. He goes to a new team, new energy there, right?
Well, and I mean,
sorry. No.
San Jose has kind of had like they signed Zadina last year, and it didn't really work out as well as they thought. But I mean, like, you bring in Will Smith this year, Macklin Celebrini. All of a sudden, you add a former 13th overall pick, and you got Zetterlund, and like they've got some guys that you can fill this roster around, especially like some highly skilled guys, and I think he could slide right into that top 6.
Then we got the big trade. So probably one of the biggest trades we might see this summer, that Pierre-Luc Dubois going to Washington for Darcy Kemper, 1-for-1, no cap retained. What?
Crazy.
No one saw this coming. Like, this is just out of nowhere type of trade. 1-for-1 hockey trade. Dubois didn't really work out last year in LA. We all kind of know that. Signed that massive deal, $8.5 million for 8 years. So 7 years Washington's going to take on his contract. I think I saw that him and Tom Wilson are going to take up $15 million for the next 7 years, which is, it's a little scary, but cap's going up. But they got Charlie Lindgren back there, so they found that they can get rid of Kemper, and LA might get a goalie. I mean, Kemper did play in LA for a very, very short stint.
He was very good.
He is really, really good. So we'll see how that works out. Both players underperformed last season. Let's see if they can turn it around for their new clubs. Did I get through that fast enough, Liam?
You are more than good, as long as you have everything you want to talk about. I mean, we spent a lot of time, I know, on games 5 and 6, but there's nothing bigger in the sport right now than the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen here in the next 24 hours, so we will see how Edmonton reacts and if there is a Stanley Cup champion in 24 hours' time, basically.
No.
I'm setting the scene because you never know.
Setting the scene.
You never know.
I'm so excited. I'm going to the game again. ESPN's inviting me out, so
Noah Pomeroy,
not a big deal. Working it again.
Getting
paid
paid
to go.
to be in the building for Game 6. Let's do a quick ticket check because I put it in there yesterday.
Last time I saw it was 5.5 for 8 rows up from the ice for one seat.
5.5. That is
grand.
That is nuts.
Yep.
Let's see.
Mil.
Game
Maybe another year.
6. The current cheapest tickets on Ticketmaster is $1,440. That is section 224, row 12. The best seats, and therefore most expensive seats, Jesus Christ, $8,980 to be in section 102, row 9. So if you have a cool...
What color are they?
What color are they?
What color? Do you see what color the seats are?
Oh, they're probably resales.
Like, is it red or blue?
No, they're probably resales if it's that much.
Blue.
They're probably. I'm wondering if it's resales.
Verified.
No
resale.
way.
It's verified resale.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be completely sold out at this point.
Yeah, they sold out in minutes. Yeah.
So, if you have nearly $10,000 and want to go see a hockey game, there you go. There you go. Game 6 Edmonton. Or you could be outside with the multi-million people who will be outside of Edmonton watching.
Multi-million.
There's going to be so many people. Downtown's going to be nuts.
It's going to be nuts, yeah.
If we win, Jasper Avenue will be the greatest place to be on earth. Like, the greatest place to be. So
I'm going to wake up with a lot of regrets.
I was say, are you coming out to the Mospit, Reece?
I'd like to, yeah.
No,
I'm trying to get off.
Why don't you?
Reece.
You always say maybe.
No, well, I actually have to work tomorrow, so I'm trying to get off of work.
Okay, get out
Wow.
of it, because I'm gonna be in line at like 3:30.
Oh, you're feeling sick all of a sudden.
Reece, you better be there. We're gonna get on. We're gonna get on Mr. Brendan as well. We're gonna make sure he's there. I don't care if the cartel's gone. They can drop him off for an evening. Edmonton needs it. Around the Rinks needs it. Let's get the party going. We've all made our predictions. Make sure you make your predictions in the comment section on the YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter as well. We'll be doing as much live stuff as we can for Game 6. And yeah, get ready to party, baby. It's going to be a hell of a night. So, Noah, take it out.
Let's go Oilers.
Listen to these guys. It's going to be buzzing Game 6. We'll see you guys after Game 6, though.
Have a good one.
Peace
See ya.
out.
That has been another episode of Around the Rinks, your go-to hockey podcast. We'll see you next time.